Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was fucking legendary.
You traded my bed for a card!
I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Since it aired in Greece in 2002 with all the seasons and the capsule monsters. That was a fever dream. And I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So much. The whole storyline with the Pharaoh, Good vs Evil, Bakura and Marik were fucking amazing. The Millennium items were like, this story was peak card game anime, you know, and so addictive, can you tell? And I also watched the 5Ds, the Zexal, the Arc V and V Reigns. That was my last Yu-Gi-Oh! Show that I ever watched, because after that But in 2007 we got Yu-Gi-Oh! GX with a Greek dub, and it became the most perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Show for me. It's pure comedy. So you already have an stable story. Now Yugi won against Atem, Kaiba moved on with his life, and everyone in the group moved on with their lives. So what we do after that? We can't tell another story with Bakura, we can't tell another story with Yugi, we can't tell another story with Kaiba, we can't use any of them, so let's do the Digimon vibes. Let's introduce a new generation. So we continue with Jade and Yugi, that his deck is full with elemental heroes. So in the near future, Kaiba builds an academy for duelists. Basically a school with Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards in a far wasteland. For me this was a dream. How this school works? We have the Sliffers, the most low level in the academy, because you know, Yugi has Slifer and Kaiba had the Obelisk, so yeah. Our protagonist actually is in the Slifer dorm. Slifer are mostly kids, I wanna say, and they don't have like good grades. Their decks are like barely average, like for a beginner until like yeah, around there. In their living rooms, their dorms are like a warehouse, I wanna say. They live mostly with 2 or 3 roommates, and their bathroom is outside, yeah. And they have one big desk and some chairs and 3 beds or 2 beds, depends. So yeah, Slifer are like the most down. But everybody wants to be a Slifer Psyker. Sorry. And now we move on the Ra. The Ra dorm are mostly with good decks, and they are the most smart there, and with very high scores. Like every test is 100%, 90%, that stuff. The dorm is like an apartment, I wanna say. They still live with roommates like the Slifers, but it's like a college dorm, yeah. They eat very nicely also, like lobster and many fancy stuff. Like Slifer eat only rice and some fish that they got, not like the big fish, you know, the small ones, the ones that you can find in a can. And now we move on the fucking Obelisk dorm. They live in a fucking castle. They are the better duelists and the most rich peoples also, with the best cards that money can buy, and they are fucking snobs. In the first half of the first season lives Jazz Prison, the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Character ever. I love this guy so fucking much. I love this show and the whole Duel Academy story. It feels like a teenager going to high school, or even a guy going to a college, but it's for card games, and you have all these different rankings. Like Jaden is an epic protagonist. I love his energy. He's also the guy that he can lost. He's not like a visible like Atem. Jaden looks up to Yugi so much that one day he wants to duel with him, and the show is full with funny moments.
As a new student here, I'd rather not stand out.
Then get a new haircut!
The Academy also has their own special duel disc. So, before we continue with the video, a word for our sponsor. Energy drinks, am I right? Also, the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Tag Force was released on PlayStation 2, and that was a cherry on the cake. Beautiful Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that I still play to this day. It's so epic. if you have a PlayStation 2 or an emulator, you need to download it and please play. It's epic. So, what's your opinion about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX? Tell me in the comments. And until the next time.
まっすぐ前を見つめてガッチャ